Hello and welcome to another modern video. Today I have for you a super interesting, super cool dono list which we're going to be trying through a modern league. And this is Druid Scales. In case you are not familiar with Harden Scales, this is a deck that's been around for a minute now, and it just does some silly things with Ballista and Hangerberg Walker and Arcbound Ravager. So deck got a little bit of a boost thanks to Urza Saga and Red Cap Combo, the one that made the dono for the deck list today. Thank you, Red Cap, I really appreciate it. Had the very interesting idea of using Devoted Druid, so we can actually add Devoted Druid to the deck, which naturally in a way kind of works. Because the deck is already pretty clunky. As you can see, we are basically 2-drop CD. Like all of our spells are to CMC more often than not. And we have a lot of ways of using our mana between pumping Ballista, pumping Hargerback, actually making Saga tokens, using Inkmoth Nexus. So we have multiple ways of use the mana from the Devoted Druid, and then we're comboing that with a Luxior Jealous Gift. This is a card from Series of Nuka Penna. And whenever you use, you equip the creature, when you equip the Devoted Druid, you effectively give it +1/+1 for every -1/-1 counter, so they cancel each other out. So you, for only 2 cards, you get access to infinite mana straight up. How do we use that infinite mana? Well, we can make an infinitely large Walking Ballista, kill your opponent immediately. You can make an infinitely large Lair of the Hydra, which is pretty cute as well, and you can attack for lethal using that. Or you can use Viridian Longbow, which turns those mana effectively into pings for your opponent. So we have multiple ways of using the combo to actually create a lethal, just a lethal and game-ending combo. All of these little pieces can be found with Urza Saga or Ancient Steerings, which is very nice because both Luxior and the Longbow are 1 CMC. The Devoted Druids kind of fit in there without being too obtrusive to the original game plan of the deck, which is very nice as well. And you already want to be playing multiple copies of Walking Ballista anyway, so you can make an infinitely large Ballista or an infinitely large Hangerback Walker and try to end the game that way. We're also playing the Osolith. This is a very, very important card in this deck because it really allows you to go nuts with Arcbound Ravager and Walking Ballista. A little bit of a dis-synergy here because as I was reading the card, I realized that this is not a May. So if you have like a bunch of -1/-1 counters on your Devoted Druid dies, and all of those -1/-1 counters are going to go into the Osolith, which is a little bit awkward because then you're going to have basically just blanks your Osolith, right? Like, because unless you make even more than that +1/+1 counters, the Osolith is going to effectively kill your creatures if you ever hit yes, which is a little bit weird. But yeah, that is very interesting. Mana base is straightforward. Copies of Boseiju, absolutely nuts card. Lair of the Hydra, as I was saying, you can kill while going infinite. Some copies of Inkmoth Nexus, another way that we can combo kill using Arcbound Ravager in Hangerback Walker. You pop your Hangerback Walker, get a bunch of Thopters, sack those to Ravager, and then put those counters on the Inkmoth to create a 1 or 2 turn clock. And then we're splashing blue, so you're going to see that we're playing some Yavimaya Coast, some Spire of Industry, Waterloo Grove, and a 1 single-tone copy of Odawara. The blue is for the sideboard. We have 4 copies of Metal Rebuke, 1 Rapid Hybridization, and a Pongify. Both of these are basically the same card, and they're there to kill Murktides and do things like that. Nature's Claim as enchantment artifact hate, Damping Sphere against the Trons, amulets, combo decks like Storm or whatever. And then we have a couple of singleton bullets in Relic of Progenitus, Pitting Needle, and Grafdigger's Cage. I'm already in a league. I am currently sitting at 2-0, which is very exciting, but I had some technical difficulties, so we're going to be only seeing 3 matches in this league. If you enjoy the content though, make sure you hit a like and subscribe button, and yeah, if you're interested in me playing any deck list that you're choosing, like the one you're seeing right now, or if you're interested in some coaching, feel free to check out the description of the video down below to have all the information you need. And without further ado, see you for number 3. Alright, what do we got here? Actually a pretty solid hand. Let's keep this. We can go turn 1 Inkmoth, turn in, I guess we're going to play Sabas. Turn 2 Saga Ballista. I don't think we really want to play Luxior just yet. Springleaf Drum. Another Saga is not great and not terrible either. But we're not going to be using that one for a minute. Memnite. So it looks like this is Hammer, if I had to guess. The Fairy. It's not Hammer. And it's not Hammer. So some form of Urza, I would assume. We can't double spell here, which is really awkward. I mean, we can, but then we're gonna sub-us into steerings or something, which is not particularly great. I think I want to get the Saga going, so I'm just gonna go Saga, Ballista, and we have an option to kill this or to kill this. We also have the option to do nothing, and all three of those are valid options in my opinion. Killing the Mem Knight means that I can't get just Urza next turn, which would be very problematic. Killing Teferi seems also pretty exciting. I think I'm just gonna pass and see what my opponent has. Darksteel Citadel. Please don't have an Urza. Smith is kind of fine. Why would they sequence the lands like that? Weird. I think this is fine because my the issue is like if I kill this, then that makes my construct token worse. Ugh. Vomit. Vomit. Okay, we're gonna play this, and I guess we're just gonna be spending the turn to make a construct, which is not crazy exciting, but it's also not the worst thing ever. So Smith. I mean, as long as my opponent doesn't have something big, I'm kind of okay with this. Something big a la Urza is what I mean, right? Portable Hole. That's a little bit of a beating, but at least I do get to kill this Esper Sentinel now for free, which is nice. Opponent can't really, so I guess they're just gonna use the Spellbomb to kill my construct, which honestly is kind of okay for me. Here's my construct. Sure. Make another construct, I think. I could make a construct, or I can Nexus to kill the fairy. I guess we don't kill the fairy, we'll put it down to 1. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna make a construct here. And then, how much is this to equip? 3 to equip. Ugh. I mean, we're gonna play another Saga. Let's get Drum. And then play Saga, and I'm gonna Ravager. And now if my opponent wants to minus the fairy, I guess they're gonna minus the fairy on the Portable Hole. They could also minus the fairy on the Saga. That would also be a reasonable play. Yeah, so they minus on their own hole, on their own Portable Hole, which makes sense. It's another trigger from the Ingenious Smith, and it gets rid of the Ravager for real. So we're gonna sack Ravager to itself, put the counter on to the construct. So now this construct's gonna become bigger than the Ingenious Smith. Oh, come on. The fairies are destroying me. Damage doesn't matter too much. So let's play Sabas and pass the turn. Yeah, second fairies. It's just so brutal. Second fairies. It's an absolute devastating play there. Quite frustrating. So that attacks. That is fine. I'll take 4. Opponent did not play an artifact pre-combat, which probably means that they don't have an artifact, or they just messed up the sequencing. Oh, come on, dude. Give me a break. Also, why would you do it like that? Also, my baby is just going off. She's not having any of it. Any of it at all. Not having any. Alright, here's this construct and another Sabas, I guess. And now I guess I'm gonna tap construct. I guess we probably have to attack the Teferi, huh? So attack the Teferi. Maybe my opponent will just take it. No, they trade for Mem Knight, which is fine. And I mean, I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna go for Steerings, looking for a land, I think. Beautiful. So let's get a forest. And I think we're gonna go for Osolith. And now we're gonna have to, my opponent's gonna have to. Relic is fine, it doesn't do anything. But if they have an answer to the Sabas, we die, but that, I think that's kind of fine. Okay, so now we chump block, that's fine. Modular goes onto one construct, token goes onto the Osolith, which is nice. And Odawara is kind of a big deal there. What are we doing here? I think I want to try to kill this. We're gonna say, can we say no? Oh, yeah, so it's a mace. So we have to do this, we say no. Attack the fairy. The fairy down, that's big. Okay, so that's good for me. Now, I guess we're gonna go for Steerings into Ravager. Okay. Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're gonna go Hangerback Walker. And I think we're just gonna go play Luxior and pass the turn. So now my dude is bigger than my opponent's dude, and if they answer this dude, we have the other dude. So we're duded up. And then if my opponent does nothing, then we can just go nuts with this Esper Sentinel. I'm surprised they didn't try to offer the trade there. So let's go. It's just my dudes are just so much better than theirs, right? So play this, and if they double block, that's fine, I think. Put the token there, and they have to chump block. Yeah, they just concede. Wow, that's crazy. All right, sweet. We somehow managed to turn that game around. That's crazy. I didn't really have any, really didn't have that many expectations to turn that one around, but that's how it works sometimes. Okay, so I think I want to cut one Osolith, one Gift. The combo seems like a little bit hard to pull off, and we can always tutor for this if we need it. And we can cut, I guess Hangerback Walker kind of sucks, actually. Yeah, so we're going to have steering skills. Yeah, this looks fine to me. But I do like Needle. Locking the Fairy seems important. Locking something like Aether Spellbomb also. Alright, let's give this a shot. Okay. If we had an Ancient Steerings, I think I would keep this. Or if we had Nature's Claim. But on the draw, we are 24 lands, so we have 23 that we can draw. It's not even 50%. Yeah. Much better. Much better hand. Yeah, let's keep this, and I think I'm going to bottom the Peeling Needle. Turn 1 bridge, go. I'm not a big fan of that card. It always feels like you really care about your lands entering untapped. I don't know. Who knows? Nettle Cyst. It's pretty good. I think I'm just going to play Hangerback here. It's kind of forbidding if my opponent has the thing. The portable hole, but at the same time, if they portable hold it, they can't make a Saga token. Aether Spell, yeah. That card is kind of a beating, actually. Dispatched. Alright. I've been dispatched. That's very nice. So let's blow that up. And I think we're just gonna Steerings into Saga. Yep, Steerings into Saga it is. And then Springleaf Drum, say go. So we're gonna take some damage here. For sure, we're gonna take some damage from the Ingenious Smith. They can also suit up with the Shadow Spear, which is a lot of damage. It's definitely a lot of damage. So Ancient Steerings into Ravager is interesting. And I can double spell, which is nice. Yeah, so let's get Ravager. We're gonna go Saga, boom, Hangerback Walker. And I want a Walker first because that's the one that I'm gonna tap to cast the Ravager. Play Ravager, say go. So now we can pop the Ravager if we want to, but we're probably not going to. Easy take 5 here. No big deal at all. No big deal at all. I wonder if they're gonna play Nettle Cyst. No. So they're holding up interaction. Although I guess that they were just dead if they didn't. That's funny. They're literally just dead if they don't hold up interaction. We're just going so much bigger than they are. So we're just gonna chill here. And my opponent, like, they're just not gonna use their mana at all. What is this? Urza? Alright, Urza's good. Urza's really good. Urza is really, really good actually. Opponent, but they don't have good attacks though. Like, they're gonna have to pop the Spellbomb now. Because we just do this. And now we have, like, my construct is bigger than my opponent's Ingenious Smith. So that was an unnecessarily risky attack. Block. Okay. And even if they bounce one of my tokens, I can just activate Inkmoth Nexus and go at it. Yeah, that was not a great play from my opponent, I don't think. And I'm not gonna go for anything here. I'm just gonna go wide. And I guess we can... Oh, no, I messed it up. We can just name Peeling Needle and win. We can just Peeling Needle the Aether Spellbomb and win. Whoops. That was a mistake. If I get Shadow Spear, I can force the thing. I think I'm just gonna name Aether Spellbomb. But obviously I fucked up there. That was definitely a mistake on my part. Can I lethal anyway? We sack 1. Let's just swing. Unless they have engineered explosives, I'm fairly confident that this is just gonna be a little bit too much for them. I'm just gonna pass. We can make a token on their end step if we want to. Like, probably the 1 point of damage is not gonna make the difference. Portable hole. Target my peeling needle. Oh no. Okay. Drum. You got it. They probably have to spin Urza here. Nettle Cyst. So that's the last card in hand. Now they can't spin though. Make big ass construct. Okay. Is that even good enough? So they bounce here. They bounce here. My dudes become 8/8s, but I just, yeah, I guess I have to triple block, which is not great for me, but I still win. Yeah, I think that Miss Lethal is gonna haunt me now. The Miss Lethal is gonna haunt me. Trade there. The Irradiant Longbow has been drawn. Whoops. All right, here's another 7/7. They still holding on to that Aether Spellbomb. Jeez. So here's my Shadow Spear then. Equip there. Okay, so play Longbow, say go. But they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's good. That's actually a good draw. Just another something. So they're probably gonna suit up the Mem Knight here with Cyst and Spear. Ugh. Snettle Cyst is doing work. So if we, yeah, this is a free double block, I guess. Yeah, this is a free double block. My opponent gets only to kill one of these. They block the flyer. Okay. And now they can suit up the other Mem Knight, I guess. I feel like I would be doing Urza things. Nice. So whitelisted, etc. Right? So we're just gonna attack, and I think I'm going to blow up the Nettle Cyst. They get the land, the fountain, but we still get in there. Actually, I should have not even left the Thopter back to block. Should have just attacked. That's a good top deck. Yep, that's a good draw. That's another good draw. Yep, for sure. Imagine they're gonna name Ravager here. Walking Ballista would be sick. But then finally decides to spin Urza and they whiff. So you attack Nexus. Can equip this, or I can make these into a 3/3. So that doesn't really help me. I guess I can make it a 4/4 actually. So I think I want to trade the Thopter for. Their Thought Monitor. They don't block. All right. Equip Thopter. And start pinging my opponents. That's devastating. Ugh. That's so good. That is so good. And with Meddling Mage naming Ravager, I don't even know if we have any outs anymore. How big is their construct? 1, 2. I guess we can kill the Meddling Mage, which is nice. By moving around. By moving the Longbow around. So that's nice. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are 7/7s. Yeah. Oh, 8/8s. Never mind. So they're gonna be 8/8s, but I can make my dude a 9/9. So let's ping there. 1, 2, 3. Move a Longbow over here. Ping there, and now serve with Construct. Activate. Gain some extra life. Play Scale, say go. We're not looking very good though. Like this is gonna be a construct race, and my opponent's drawing multiple cards a turn, and they have 2 sagas in play as opposed to my none. So also my opponent has much more mana than I do. So this game's looking pretty over. I guess if I draw specifically Ravager, I can win. If I draw specifically Ravager in this next turn, I can win. I think so. Well, we'll just go all in, right? There's no use in not going all in. So 1, 2, 3. That kills the thing. 2 to Ravager. Wait, did I miscount? 1, 2, 3. 2 to Ravager. Well, can I make enough to trample through? So 2 to Ravager, 2 to equip, 2 to activate Ink Moth. Then with double scales, we have way more than enough, don't we? Wow, that's a sick top deck. And I'm gonna go for it because it just keeps getting worse and worse for me. So we lose to this patch. We do lose to this patch. And we lose to Otawara. Yeah, this patch and Otawara are the only 2 things that I lose to. So sack that. Sack that. That's 9. That's gonna be 10 plus 2. I don't know, maybe they have like a pump spell or something. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it because it's only getting worse. So, YOLO. Is this good enough? Don't do it. Don't do it. No! Don't Otawara me. No! Activate Urza. Okay. No! No! You have to be kidding me! Literally the only flip. They have already used 1? Wow, that's ridiculous, man. Wow, we went for insane top deck into insane top deck. Opponent didn't say anything. They're just like casually, you know, like everything's working out as planned. That was cool though, that was awesome. So my opponent's playing like a bunch of dispatches and shit. I think this is just overboarding, right? There's no way this isn't just overboarding. And the Hangerbacks looked exactly as bad as I expected them to, so... yeah, I think we're just going to submit the same. What a crazy game. What an absolutely not-so game. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand. It's a little bit awkward, but we get to go turn 1, Sabas. Turn 2, Devoted Druid. My opponent's probably going to be like, wait, what? Swing for 1, baby. I guess next turn we can go double Spire. A double Hardened Scales, which is nice. Or double Hole. Really? Okay. Play Scales. Oh, we don't control an artifact now. Whoops. So I guess I have to do this. Play another Scales. Play Ballista. Play Lair. So you go. Can we please not get Host again? Come on, man. Ugh. Alright. At least I got a bolt out of it. Jesus. Alright. Scales down. Yes, the awkward Osolith. So I think I'm going to go for damage. Wait. How is X equals 2? Oh no, that's fine. That's how that works, yeah. So green, X equals 1, X equals 2. Swing for 2, I guess. For whatever reason, I thought that it required 1 more mana, but it's just singleton green. But now my opponent has Urza, so I Nettle Cyst. But they shocked last turn. Savas. Okay. So if I Ink Moth now, I can kill my own Sabas and I can set up a 2-turn clock. So I think it's worth doing. So red, destroy target artifact you control, modular onto the Ink Moth Nexus, say yes. And now Osolith into the Nexus, say yes. 7, yeah. I now need a way to answer the Ink Moth Nexus. And it's nice because I can just leave it there and just not do anything. Never mind. There's no way they have another one, right? Yeah, take 7. Take 7. Springleaf Drum. Well, it doesn't do anything, so here's my Nexus. Can you please not kill it? Yeah, that's just so brutal, man. That is so brutal. Yep. No, I'm just dead. Yep. Alright, we tried. Yeah. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. See you next round. Alright, playing it Wednesday, one and only Everos, and his hand looks very good. Love it. Love it. Let's see what Evan's up to. Mishra's Bubble. We got some Murkies and some Tidies over there. Misty Rainforest. Sure. Evan has never not played blue, so makes sense. Steam Vents Shock. Alright, not that one. That one. So we can kill out of... I guess we don't have anything to do with the mana, but we can go infinite. Like if we find a... what's his name off of this, we're going to be looking very good. Oh, there you go. That's something to kill with the mana. Alright. Here's my Devoted Druid. Please don't kill it, Evan. Please don't kill it. Damn it. He saw the line. Yeah. 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 So this Murktide deck, huh? Well, Aether's Spellbomb. Now that's a blue card that's worth splashing for. Aether's Spellbomb is a card that I actively want to splash for. So there you go. So if I make a construct now, he doesn't get to use his mana efficiently. And next turn I get Shadow Spear and I go Spear, Luxior, Sabas. So maybe that works. Lightning Bolt has been exiled. So I guess I'm supposed to not make a construct. Oh, he bolts face. Well, I should have probably not even cast the bolt there. Maybe he's trying to set up lethal. There's no way this works, but I have to do it. Literal no way this works. There's no way ever that this works. No way ever that this works. He has to have Unholy Heat, right? He just has to. That worked. Well, that's good for me. Okay. Maybe we do have a shot here. Since the construct didn't die and the Shadow Spear is still in play. Still construct, okay. Into second Murktide. Yeah, that's a big problem. So how do we win now? We don't, is the answer. Yeah, we don't. Alright. That felt close there for a second, but then it wasn't. So these cards come in. I think I don't even want the Pongify, honestly. I think I'd rather just have Metallic Rebuke. And I guess the Relics. So this looks very bad. So I'm gonna cut down on that aspect of the deck. I think Ossolith's pretty good. I don't like Viridian Longbow. Actually, Longbow can kill their little things. Like their monkeys and shit. I'd just rather have Ballista, I think. And I think that's it. One more card. I have to expect Blood Moon, but I don't think I can bring a Nature's Claim against them. I probably have Engineered Explosives, so Peeling Needle is maybe interesting. Just gonna cut out the Devoted Druids. Just one Miser's Devoted Druid, one Miser's Luxior. Hope that we get there. Alright, I think I'm gonna keep this hand. So we're gonna go, I think turn one Drum into turn 2 Sabas Ossolith. And if we find a land, then we're just gonna be in actually fine shape, I think. I don't think there's anything encountering on turn 2 anyway, so I don't want to hold up Rebuke on turn 2. So Crux Bubble, Bubble Tricks, Scalding Tarn. Really want to find the land off the top here. Really want to find that land off the top. Alright, so he shuffles away, which is kind of whatever. Land. Easy land. Never not seen a land there. So we're going to go, I think I'm going to go Sabas into Hangerback. And now next turn we mean business, right? Maybe it was better to go Hangerback first than Sabas. So if he wants to bolt, he has to bolt the Hangerback. Like, I'm not giving him the option to kill the Sabas. But maybe he holds on to the bolt anyway to kill the Hangerback because I could have a second Sabas. Blue. No, red. There we go. Yeah. So he's going to kill the Sabas, which is kind of whatever, really. It doesn't really do that much. Now, next turn, we're going to have Ossolith, another land. So let's do play Ossolith. We'll see whether he wants to kill the Hangerback or not. I think if he wants to kill the Hangerback, I let him. I think he's going to try to counter this. I'm just going to Ravager. Oops. Do that. Now pass the turn. He can dash Monkey if he wants to, but I don't think I care too much about that. And there he could have Murktide it, but I don't think Murktide matters that much anymore. Like now the Murktide is showing up while my opponent's behind the board, so it's not really doing too much for him. And then starting next turn, we're just going to be basically holding up Rebuke for the remainder of the game, just growing our Hangerback and holding Rebuke. Right, so he exiles Engineered Explosives, plays it for 0. Okay. A little bit of a beating, if I may say so. Steerings is probably a fine draw here. Ravager number 2. Don't mind if I do. Would love to see a Saga there or something like that. That would have been a lot of help. Maybe I should have not attacked to hold up Metallic Rebuke there. Maybe the 1 point of damage doesn't really matter. His mana is so awkward though. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have attacked there. Should have been chilling. Another iteration. Pass the turn. I guess I'm not supposed to F6 because... I guess... No, I'm supposed to F6 actually. Because if I pop the hanger back, then maybe I want the tokens. Like, I can just let him pop the hanger back and I get the tokens instead. Ooh. No second red. Well, to be fair, this deck's mana is kind of garbage, so... I'm really tempted to take this Saga, but I think I'm supposed to take the Relic and just pop it immediately. I think I'm just supposed to do this. Land, please. Alright. But yeah, I think there's a ton of value in getting rid of my opponent's graveyard right there. They're stumbling, and I want to make sure that they continue to stumble. And I guess there's not even any need for me to show them the Rebuke. Blue, blue. If they pop explosives, dress down. Ugh. I have to do this now. Because otherwise what happens is he gets the hanger back and I get no tokens, so I have to do this now. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sack. So I sack to this Ravager. I'm just gonna split the counters over here, and then we'll see how things develop. I'm probably gonna leave like 1 token in play, because if he wants to spend 2 mana to blow up that token, that's fine with me. Bolt that Ravager. Okay, so he needs exactly second lightning bolt. If he has exactly second lightning bolt, we may be in some trouble here. Interesting. Okay, now we swing for 6. I think I let this go. He can go fetch land into Unholy Heat to kill my Arcbound Ravager, but that's like, I guess he can't even do that, because if he does that, he dies. He's at 3. So I think it's okay for him to spend his mana here. Also, the 3 tokens are lethal. It's also kind of nice to not have to show him a Rebuke. Fiery Islet. You got it. Now what? These tokens are doing work. Even with the explosives sitting in play. Explosives is sitting in play and it just doesn't matter. So we're just gonna sack this, and I think he's gonna heat on response, and then we're just gonna Rebuke. Got him! Sweet. So now on the draw. On the draw. Do I want Needle for explosives? The nice thing about this is that it allows me to just get rid of the Luxior, which is kind of nice. And how do I feel about Pongify? Nah, I think this is fine. And we literally just have Devoted Druid as a mana dork. Like, just a random mana dork sitting in there in my artifact synergy deck. What could go wrong? Okay. Like, I'm not super excited about this hand, but I think if I find a 1-drop, I'm gonna be in business. But I'm not super stoked about it. Even turn 1 Ancient Steerings would be reasonable. But my best draw is probably... I mean, it's definitely Hardened Scales. If I can go turn 1 Scales with this hand, I'm probably gonna be in good shape, I would imagine. Roll to 5. Yikes. No 1-drop. Never lucky. I think I go turn 2 Ballista. Right on time, baby. Right on time. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ballista because it forces him to have exactly counterspell. Yep, which he did. But kept on top. Interesting. Maybe another counterspell. Savas, Ravager. Yeah. The good thing is that he's not really progressing his game plan here, right? Second DRC. Okay. Okay. So he's down to nothing. And I have some really good draws here. Scales. Needle. Let's lead on Steerings. He will be fine. Yuck. I think I'm gonna go with Osolith. Huh. Yeah, I think so. I mean, Ballista is tempting there, but Osolith is a way for me to do something impactful that allows me to double spell, which I'm otherwise struggling to do. But now these DRCs are becoming a big problem. I'm really hoping to dodge a fetch land. That's a fetch land. That's the fetch land that I wanted to dodge. So this is 6 damage. That's a 3-turn clock. So I'm gonna try to find the land, I think. I don't have enough mana to do all the things that I want to do. Saga is great. So play Saga, play Osolith, play Ravager, and I think we're gonna do the thing next turn. And we're gonna pop this. We really just want to dodge engine. I guess I can just have Peeling Needle for explosives. So take 6, down to 5. He also has Murktide. Jesus. But now that the ERCs are not a big problem. Okay, I may be able to beat this actually. I may be able to actually beat this. Because he's gonna be off of Delirium. Yeah. So now we're gonna go Saga token. Second Ravager. Needle. Needle gonna name Engineered Explosives. Then we're gonna sack. I guess we're gonna have to make a construct here. Make a token here. So do that. Sack this over here. Yes. I think I just play into Engineered Explosives. And I accept that I lose to Engineered Explosives. Or I can just go tall on this Hardbound Ravager, I guess. Although I guess I lose to Explosives anyway, so never mind. Yeah, I lose to Explosives anyway. So we're just gonna do this. Pass the turn. Can't beat Engineer. Oh, I guess I can because I have this Peeling Needle here. Also, I guess I should have popped the Ravager right there, the Hungerback right there, because now I'm allowing him, like I'm not guaranteed to find another counter, to get another counter from cracking the Hungerback, and I'm doing that regardless, because otherwise I just do to the Murktide. I just lose to the Murktide, so. But then next turn, I'm gonna get Shadow Spear, and then we're gonna Shadow Spear suit up the Ravager and start beating down and racing that way. Because all the counters from the Hungerback are gonna go onto the Ravager, and I'm gonna have Rebuke up, which is nice. I guess, can I just lethal? I think I can just lethal. Yeah, I can just lethal with Inkmoth. Can I lethal with Inkmoth with Rebuke backup? If I find any land, then I can use Rebuke. Wow, I can't believe I actually have a shot at winning this game. It's wild. But yeah, it was a mistake for me to pop there. So I'm gonna let both of these resolve. Beaming and Holy Heat and Counterspell. And now I'm gonna pop here. Also, it is gonna get 4 counters. Yeah, that was actually a pretty big mistake. I should have popped the Walker during my own turn. I was thinking, but I get to play around Explosives, but that's just not true because I have the answer to Explosive on board. So, but now if he has like a Heat or a Bolt, he kills my Ravager, and then my dudes are chump blocking, and I don't have enough to lethal him, which is bad. Yeah, fuck this up. I fucked this up pretty badly because I could have saved this Ravager, and I needed to save this Ravager, I think. That sucks. That sucks. Because I could have also sacrificed the Thopters that he chump blocks, that I chump block with. But this is gonna have 4, 5, 6, 7 counters, I guess, plus 1 from the construct. Oh, it's gonna let it happen? It's gonna let it happen? Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Was he just posturing? Maybe he was just bluffing. Snow-covered island. Okay. Well, I'm just triple chump blocking here. Chump, chump, chump. Sack, sack, sack. Am I about to win this game? Oh, I guess he could have second Murktide? Can I go taller than a Murktide? With the Inkmoth Nexus, can I go taller than Murktide? Maybe I can go taller than another Murktide. That would be insane. Any land and we win with countered backup, which should be sick. Sweet. Alright, so float mana. I guess we don't even need this, right? Activate Inkmoth. Inkmoth up here. This is 4. Can't have Otawara, so whatever he has I can rebuke. And he doesn't have a blocker, so I think I'm just gonna Relic. No, Relic doesn't do anything. Huh. I think we just Shadow Spear. Activate Inkmoth. I mean, I'm gonna go for it. We have both of these to pay for to rebuke. So I lose to Bolt into Bolt plus Pierce is good. Like, I lose to Bolt plus Pierce. I lose to Bolt plus Pierce. Ah, over there. The one that kills you. Yes, that one. No! Misclick. Whoops. Well, I guess I lose now. I mean, should have won, obviously. He says I had the dress down and the heat and I was just sitting here staring at the one card, and it's like, man. I'm like, yep, I was holding up. He's just gonna have it, yep, holding on to that rebuke for the entire thing. And the decision is not gonna matter. Yeah. He says GG's. Yeah, he's conceited. That was sick. That was sick. I'm actually very impressed about how we managed to navigate that. That was awesome. I guess we didn't even need the Shadow Spear because he attacked with everything, but it still, you know, kind of worked out in that way. And maybe honestly it was just wrong of me to equip the Shadow Spear because I could have played around Spell Pierce that way. So it was 100% a mistake for me to equip the Shadow Spear. So small little punt there. But still, very, very nice showing for the Scales deck. Very nice showing. See you for the last one. All right, last round. Sure, this looks good. Can go turn 1, Boseiju Scales. Turn 2, maybe Druid, maybe Hangerback Walker, depending on what my opponent does on turn 1. Another Razor Tide Bridge. Holy crap, this is the 3rd time I'm playing against like blue-white artifacts nonsense in this league. So it's really nice how devoted Druid. Like, if I get to untap with Druid, next turn I can play both Hangerback and Ravager, which is kind of sick. All right, Ledger Shredder. That's the card that everybody is high on right now. I think it's okay. I don't think it's as good as people think it is, but I think it's definitely is a playable card. And I'm just slamming the Druid here, right? It's such high upside. But I knew about this, but also I just realized that they played a bubble for no reason that they didn't even crack. Like, they could have triggered this. Why would they not want to trigger that? Okay, guess they're gonna trigger it anyway. Well, the good thing is that it looks like we're likely to untap with this Druid. It's a Frogmite, and they're missing land drop, which probably puts me in a very solid spot. Okay, so trigger, whatever. Saga. No Saga. Very unlucky. I think I'm gonna go 1 Walker, 1 Ravager. And I think I'm probably gonna need the extra value more than the life. This is gonna connive a lot with my deck. With all of these cantrips, like all of these cantrips effectively mean that my opponent's gonna be conniving there, so it's a little bit of a beating. That boy is gonna be beefy soon enough. I'm not super worried about it though. I'm not super worried about it. Even if my opponent starts spitting out 4/4s, that I'm a little bit more worried about. So I'm probably gonna have to pop this Hangerback Walker now. I'm gonna turn this into a 4/4, which is kind of nice. And if they have the thingy, that's gonna be a problem. Maybe they name Druid. Who knows? If they name Druid and I find Luxior, I may just win though, which is nice. But yeah, so by popping the Thopters, I make sure that I don't die to this, and this can't attack. So I think it buys me a reasonable amount of time. We do have access to Boseiju. If we find Boseiju, we can actually pop that. Boseiju number 2. Opponent connives discarding 2nd plating, but they don't even equip it. So I think I'm just gonna take the damage, whatever. So Luxior one time? If we find Luxior, we just win. So let's steerings to see if we can find it. Another Ravager Walking Ballista. Yeah, that one's probably the one. I'm gonna, again, like if we find Luxior, we just win. So we get 5 looks looking for one of our 2 Luxiors. Osolith, Ink Moth. Let's go with Osolith. I think I'm not playing Ballista here. No, actually I am, never mind. And the reason for playing Ballista is My opponent can't suit up one of these with cranial plating now, because I just chomp with Ravager and then my Ballista is basically lethal. So this turn we're gonna probably chomp block the bird. And next turn we're gonna have 2 looks at finding Luxior once again. But yeah, by playing out the Ballista there, I blank the Frogmites even further. Thoughtcast? Thought Monitor, that's better. That's better than Thoughtcast. Man, this needle really got me. There's the Saga, which makes sense. So the window's kind of closing here. But again, we have multiple draws. Boseiju is probably lethal. Yeah, Boseiju is lethal because I just Ballista, kill Thought Monitor, then attack for lethal with Inkmoth. So Boseiju is lethal. Luxior is also lethal. I guess those are the 2 ones. Lair of the Hydra, not quite. Let's crack to draw Luxior. Odawara. Okay, play Ravager. And I can still activate Homeboy over here to block Chomp with Inkmoth if my opponent happens to answer my Thopter token. Still got multiple lethal draws. Opponent's drawing better than I am though. Opponent is drawing better than I am. Okay, so they play Frogmite for free, trigger Shredder. Opponent's doing some really interesting stuff over there. Plating number 2 and equip. Okay, so now the only lethal thing that I have is Luxior. Because I could Ballista, right? That's what I'm thinking about right now. I could Ballista kill this thing. But then... yeah, so the thing is that because of the second Thought Monitor, I don't really have an out at drawing the Boseiju to kill the Pithing Needle. So I'm just going to have to throw the Inkmoth Nexus away. And we're going to block with both of these. Alright, last draw. Is it Luxior or Ancient Steerings? I bounce... wait. No, I have lethal here, right? 4 mana, Odawara, bounce Needle. Sack this here. Do I have enough counters? So we're going to put 4 counters here, then 5 counters here. So this goes up to 7. Then we sack Ravager, put 7 counters. I think we have lethal. Oh my god, that's crazy. They're tapped out, so I don't need to play around anything. That's kind of insane. Hey, shout out to the Ocelith. So sack this thing. I don't think the order matters at all. I definitely should have put those counters on the thing though. Should have put those counters on the Ravager, I think. I think they would have added 2 more counters. And now, move to combat, Ocelith over here. Got him! Alright, shout out to Odawara, I guess. That worked out. That worked out really well. Okay, so both of these I want, I think. And we're probably just gonna make the same plan that we did earlier. Needle can name... Longbow has kind of not been super good this entire league. So let's... actually, Hungerback Walker seems decent. I think I don't want the Needle. And I think we can probably cut 1 Ocelith. And Ballista seems great. Hungerback is great. Ravager is great. Cards are just too good. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut the Longbow. Go with this. I have not used in this entire league. I have not used the thing for value though. I have not used. I think I'm gonna keep this in. I have not used the Luxior for like to equip and to double the power of a Ravager or Ballista or whatever. I wonder why I play the 0 power creature. I guess I'm gonna have to play Scales instead of playing Drum now, so I can play Ballista on 2. But otherwise, if I go turn 1 Drum, there's no way that I can sequence that I can play the Scales before the Ballista. And I got no zeros going on, so 2 mana plating. Frogmite. All of that's fine. That's real hot. Okay, so we drew the Saga. Does that mean I want to play the Saga? Because if I play the Saga, I'm kind of stuck making constructs. So is that something that I want to be doing? Yeah, I think so, right? And then that gets me closer to, what's his name? So I think I'm just gonna go for Ravager here. No, let's go for Ballista so I don't just die. That seems better. But yeah, I'm probably going to block ping. So now next turn I can go play drum, say go, make construct. Following turn, we make construct, we play Ravager. Gonna be looking pretty good. I think I brought in the needle. I honestly forgot. No, it's there. Whoops. Yeah, I think that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're probably gonna name Ballista, but that means that they don't name Ravager, right? And now okay, that's the problem. I think we were fine until that one. Okay. We're gonna take 6 here. I guess 8. And it's important to take a damage there so that we can double spell here. I mean, double spell, quote unquote, I guess, to like block, to use Ballista and to make a token. 7. So we're gonna be taking 8 here, which is a lot of damage. I'm gonna take the free block, if you ask me. Unless they have like Dispatch or something. Hercules Recall? Well, I'm not beating these in a gazillion years anyway, so yeah, I guess we just lose. I guess we just lose. That's a beating. Oh man, I really don't want to play. I think we just have to hope that they don't have it. I don't think I can afford to play Rebuke in this matchup. Okay, so I'm just gonna go all in on Devoted Druid now. I think Druid is better than I was giving it credit for. So cut the Hunger back and go all in on the combo. Gonna cut one Sabas. I think we're gonna cut the Needle anyway. Like, Needle is good against Cranial Plating, but... Alright. Yeah, okay, sure. I think we can consider this hand to be good enough. We're gonna lose to Hercules Recall, though. I don't think I can realistically beat that card. So we're gonna try to get under the Recall, which seems hard to achieve for a 2-mana card. But I still don't think that I can really afford to bring in Metallic Rebuke in a matchup like this. So play Scales, see what my opponent does, but I can go turn 1 Scales, turn 2 Ravager, which is a solid start. Another Saga. We need a 1-mana tutorable Meddling Mage, right? That's what we need now. Also, my opponent definitely can never beat a Hercules Recall. All of their lands get also bounced as well. Kinda wild. So I think I'm gonna play this Saga here. So next turn I can hold on, I can use this green mana to play Scales. Swing. Please don't have recall, please don't have recall, please don't have recall. I don't think that was a good play from my opponent. Like, they could have, you know, not given me 3 +1/+1 counters for free, you know. If they had done that before I played my land. Plating. Okay, so they're gonna suit up. Swing for 8. Shadow Spear. Well, I can't equip that, so what I can do is I can just... Can I erase? Probably not. So do I need to get my own Shadow Spear here? If I get my own Shadow Spear, we can get Sabas, Osolith, Longbow. I mean, I think we just have to get Shadow Spear just so we don't die. So, play this, play that, Steerings. Let's see what we find. Ballista. Well, Ballista is kind of huge, actually. Kills their entire board. So, yep. That sounds good to me. Ping there. Ping there. Alright, that was a good pickup. That's a way to turn around the game. That's a good top deck, yep. That's a good top deck, opponent. That's... God damn it. That's a good top deck. They should probably equip the Shadow Spear here to force me on using to use the Ballista. Yeah, that doesn't force me to do anything. I guess it does. Okay, it's fine. Fine. I'll block your dude. Aether Spellbomb. This swings on this game. Holy shit. Can we draw another Ballista? Scales doesn't do anything, right? I just died to the Aether Spellbomb here. Yeah, my opponent drew pretty well there. My opponent drew pretty well there. Is there anything that I can do? They just have the perfect amount of mana and the perfect amount of threats every single turn. So I think I'm just dead. I can't answer the Thought Monitor. Because I could make a construct here, float mana, equip, and then my opponent just bounces, and then they attack for lethal. I think they have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's exactly enough. Never mind, they have the extra power and toughness from the Thought Monitor itself. So, yeah, that's it. I guess I have to force my opponent. So the plan is to block with Sabas, like to have my opponent attack, and then because I need the white mana, right? All right, sweet. So this just happens, and now I can actually, so that dies, and I can get a Sabas, and Sabas can fly. So I'm technically not dead. I don't think. Maybe I miscounted. Maybe I'm miscounting something and I'm exactly dead, which is possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I'm dead. I'm dead to the shadow spear trample. I'm exactly dead. Actually, I am exactly dead. So we were punished by the fucking, yeah, and this is because I took one too much damage from my lands. So last round the blue splash kind of worked out. Like the blue splash actually showed, you know, like the rebuke in particular did a lot of work, and then in that matchup it was the opposite. Like we actually lost because of the blue splash. If we had been playing mono green, we would have won that matchup fairly easily. Okay, wrapping things up. Deck surprised, honestly. Like the deck surprised. Honestly, the scales part of the deck surprised. Let me put it that way. I don't think that the Devoted Druid Luxior aspect of the deck is particularly good. Sure, Luxior can be equipped to something and it just doubles the power, whatever. It just didn't come up a single time, and we were nowhere close to ever having that matter. Just 3 mana is prohibitive. It's just way too much. Like it just doesn't work. So because of that, I don't think that this angle of attack really does anything. Also, if you wanted to, I like the Devoted Druid just as a mana source, to be honest. I kind of like the fact that it made my, because I was using basically all of my mana every single turn. And having access to Devoted Druid really made it so my curve was a lot smoother. Like last time that I tried playing a deck like this, the issue that I found was that I was constantly stuck on cards. I was just losing game after game after game with 4 cards in hand that I just was not able to cast because the deck is a little bit clunky in terms of what your mana curve looks like. You have also a crazy amount of mana sinks between Urza Saga, between Ballista, Hangerback Walker. You have a bunch of mana sinks. You have a bunch of things that you want to be doing with your mana. All your mana, your curve is like plagued with 2 mana cards, and it's really sometimes hard to double spell, and it's just sometimes clunky. Like the deck is just by design a little bit clunky. Devoted Druid kind of fixed that in a big way. Like it allowed me to, you know, turn 2 Devoted Druid kind of allowed us to have very strong turn 3s. I don't think that's enough to want to be playing the card, honestly, but it's definitely like, let's say that it was less bad than I expected it to be as a card, right? This one was much worse than I expected it to be as a card. And as the combo, I only put together the combo. Unfortunately, the first 2 rounds, due to some technical difficulties, I could not record properly, so we only had 3 rounds today. But I played against another blue-white artifact deck at the beginning, and then I played against like an Urza deck as well. So I played against 3 artifact decks, or 4 actually, in this league, which is a little bit crazy, honestly. But not a particularly wide set of matchups, but I do think that the scales plan is solid. I do think that if you want to be playing scales, it's a legit thing to be doing. Like, it's not crazy. It's hard to play. It's really, really hard to play. I do think that is true, and that has always been true. But if you are a master, or like if this is something that you enjoy doing, it's definitely playable. I mean, we just saw, you know, Purple's Recall can just OC you, or like there are certain cards obviously that just completely destroy you. But if people are not playing those cards, this can be a legit option, like a legit deck to play. I'm not sold on the splash, and if you wanted to splash blue, I think that honestly, you should just play Aether Spell. Like, I found myself in a situation multiple times where I was like, okay, if I find Aether Spell, I'm like, we're good here, you know, like, or situations like that came up multiple times throughout the league. Aether Spell is just overall a very strong card right now. It just lines up very well against a wide variety of the threats that people are playing. Mostly Murktide, Urza Saga tokens. Like, Aether Spell just lines up super, super well against all of those. And having access to the one-off can be really powerful. That being said, I'm not sold on the fact that you want to be splashing to begin with. So if you are going to be splashing, you probably have to be playing something like this. You could be playing maybe Botanical Sanctums instead of Yavimaya Coast. Maybe that's better. Particularly because, you know, 4 of your lands destroy themselves. So maybe you should be playing Botanical Sanctums instead of Yavimaya Coasts. So that's an interesting thing to consider as well. But the Spire did come up a couple of times, just activating Sabas. Did come up in a couple of different scenarios throughout the league, so I think the Spires are nice. But the Yavimaya Coast and the Warlord Grove, like, this card just sucks, man. Like, everybody just always tries to play Canopy Lands in decks, and these cards consistently underperform for me. I end up dying to the damage much more than I end up cycling the card. But you know, every now and then it's going to win you a match and you're going to feel very smart, but it's really easy to forget all the times that you lost because you took that singleton point of damage or whatever. So yeah, that's the deck. It was cool. Like, I actually had a really good time. I enjoyed the deck a lot, and hopefully you did as well. If you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and if you're interested again in me playing a deck like this, making a video for you, or if you are interested in some coaching as well, you can find all the information in the description of the video down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.